Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I am playing around with SHEGLAM's new foundation. It's the Skinfluencer Balm foundation. You guys know I love SHEGLAM products. I think some of their products are so fabulous. They work better than like high-end makeup, in my opinion. Their powder is one of my favorite things ever. But yeah, I bought this and I was super curious about the formulation. I've tried both the other foundations and I really do like them, so I was really intrigued about this one, so I bought it and now we're putting it to a test. I've got it on. I am basically in the middle of a wear test right now. Stay tuned to see how it wears, my thoughts, all of it, because I'm putting this foundation through a pretty hefty wear test. Like, I'm gonna keep it on for at least like 8 hours, so we're probably like halfway through that. It's holding up well, but can we watch it for the full review? Let's go. So I have got the SHEGLAM Skinfluencer Full Coverage Foundation Balm, and I've got the brush. The packaging is a little bit bashed on the brush because it got damaged in transit, but we don't really care about the box. We just want to go in and see the brush. So this says that it's going to apply the foundation in a very nice, perfect, streak-free way, which, if it works, great. It has a unique shape, perfect for adding coverage to all of the contours of the face. It's a one swipe coverage brush that works for every skill level apparently. So let's try it out. So let's open this box up. Let's check out the brush. Okay, it's really quite sleek, I'm not gonna lie. So this is the brush itself. I do like the way it looks, and these are the bristles. It's densely packed. It feels really nice. I actually feel like this is quite promising. These are most definitely synthetic bristles. I like the brush. It looks promising. I like the packaging, very sleek, minimalistic. I like it. Let's open up the foundation. Right, so this is the Skinfluencer Foundation Balm. I've never really used a balm before. And when I think of a balm, I think of like the Chanel bronzer or that kind of thing. Like, usually you get balm bronzers, but I've never really tried a foundation in that formulation. So yeah, this is a first. I got the shade Butterscotch because in the hydrating SHEGLAM foundation I was Butterscotch. I used Sand for the matte one, which actually it like works for my skin tone now because there's been no sun in the UK. But yeah, when I'm a bit more tan, I think Butterscotch or maybe even one shade deeper would work for me really well. So like in true SHEGLAM style, it comes in like a little velvet pouch. Honestly, I love the packaging. I think it's just so bougie. So you pull it out, and this is what it looks like. So it comes in like a little jar like this, very slim jar. This is what it says on the top. It just says SHEGLAM, and then yeah, at the bottom you can see like the shade and stuff like that, batch number and whatnot. Expiry is in 2025, so we've got plenty of time. I'm gonna open this up, and then you kind of get like a little foil that keeps everything fresh. I opened this before because I was too eager to open it. This is what the texture looks like. It looks really quite nice. If I'm honest, the shade looks a little bit deep for me right now, like a little bit too orangey yellow, but hopefully it'll work out. But yeah, no, it looks really nice. Like, I just want to, so apparently to activate the product I need to swirl my finger in it. So this actually comes with like a set of instructions, which I think is so cute. So it says SHEGLAM, and then you kind of open up this whole booklet, and it's full of information, and it's actually decent information. So it tells you what kind of technology the foundation uses. So it has an oil in water emulsification system which adheres to the skin with a thin consistency. I'm a science nerd, honestly, and stuff like this makes me like really excited to read. I'm like, ooh, so this is how it works. Like, I love the science of products. So it also says that there's an antioxidant formula, features a 10 to 25 micron premixed powder using amino acid wrapping technology. It resists oil and sweat for makeup that stays without dulling. These are bold claims. And then it has some active ingredients such as sodium hyaluronic and G moisture, which is like, I think their own formula. It's been trademarked. C gel H to moisturize. I've literally never heard of that before. Then it has like loads of like, it has a little Q&A as well. It's like, my foundation has sweat drops, is that normal? Mine has a weird pattern, is that normal? And it just kind of tells you that you need to melt it with your finger to activate it, and then dip your brush in and apply it. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. This, to me, I love it. Like, I love all the information this is coming with. SHEGLAM, honestly, like, I already think you're fabulous. Like, the makeup is actually freaking amazing, but like, you're coming out with information sheets too. I freaking, like, I rate it. I really rate it, because a lot of people would get this product and think, how do I use it? Like, with my finger, with a brush, like, yeah. And it's literally telling you step by step how to do it. If anything, I feel like more companies should do that kind of thing, telling you what kind of foundation it is it water-based, oil-based, whatever. So it makes life a lot easier, because a lot of people don't know that if you have a water-based primer and you wear oil-based foundation, it's gonna lead to separation, that kind of thing. So I really think this is a good step in the right direction. Enough of that, let's put the foundation on the face. I've prepped my skin using just my Kiehl's moisturizer, no primer. We're just gonna kind of see if this is gonna do a good job filling my pores, you know, hiding all my texture, because I do have a lot of texture on this side, if it is full coverage, because I've got vitiligo. So we will be able to fully put this to the test. So let's go. So I'm gonna use my finger and I'm just gonna rub it. Ooh, okay, right. So it feels like a gel. Like, I feel like it's melting with my body heat. This is so interesting, right? So I've swirled it, and this is what the consistency is like. It basically melts like butter. Feels really nice. Now I'm gonna put my brush in here, like just dab it a few times. I picked up quite a bit. I'm super intrigued. Ooh, that is hella coverage. Oh my god, that's so pigmented. I don't think it's a bad shade, to be honest. So I think once we blend it out, it'll be alright. Oh my god. Are you seeing that? Are you seeing that? That is like full coverage. Wow, wow, like, wow. Right, so I put it on top of my texture there. It has kind of covered it, but I can still see it. I can still see texture around here. So I'm gonna try and layer up the foundation and see what happens. Right, in all honesty, I applied quite a lot of product. I'm not gonna lie. I like, this is what the product is looking like after I've used it, but I applied like at least 2 or 3 layers on each side to get that full coverage. Shade wise, it's just a little bit too peachy for my skin tone right now, but it's not a bad color match. I think it's a good medium shade. I'm usually like Stromboli in NARS or like an NC37 in MAC. As I was applying it with the brush, it was applying streaky, but then after like a minute of it settling, honestly, it's blended out so nicely that it is streak free. I can actually say, yes, this brush is a streak free application. I do feel like the brush applies the product really nice, evenly. Like, this is a good tool for this foundation. I do feel like you could probably apply it with your fingers as well. Maybe I should have done like half of my face with my fingers. But I did really want to test out this brush for this video. Maybe in a future one I might use my fingers. Now let's talk about the product itself. It is a dewy finish. And it does have, like I say, medium to full coverage. It applies full coverage straight away, but then the more you blend it out, it does sheer out. So you could literally wear a very, very thin layer of this and just call it a day. But for me, because I have vitiligo and I need to even out my skin tone, I do need a full coverage foundation. That's my ideal level of coverage. It's applied quite nice. My skin is still kind of dewy, but I can definitely see the product on my skin. It's not like a thin veil of coverage. No, I can see I've got product on my face. We are going to see how this wears because I am seriously intrigued. It's about 2 p.m. today and I'm going to wear it pretty much all day. So I'm going to do a check-in a lot later on and we're going to get a full wear test out of this foundation. I really want to see if this is as good as like their matte or hydrating foundation. It's done a really good job of like blurring my pores. Like I'll come in a bit closer so you can see. Like my pores are usually around here, 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 and on my chin. And I do feel like it's done a good job of like blurring them. It almost feels like skincare and a foundation in one, is because it's kind of got like a thin serumy kind of texture. It is really unique. I can tell this product on my face, so it's not a super thin consistency. Couple layers to get the full coverage, and it has like a dewy finish. And it's not hidden my texture. Like some dewy foundations like really fill out your face in a way like your texture looks non-existent. I can still see like little bumps and dryness and stuff in some areas, so it doesn't hide any of that. So yeah, I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup, live my life, and then I will do a check-in a little later on, probably like a good 4 or 5 hours from now. So I'll see you in my check-in. Okay, so it's been about 8 hours of wear of this foundation and this is how it's looking. So I'm gonna zoom you in and you guys can really see what the foundation looks like on the skin. It's kind of held up, kind of. I am oily in my T-zone where I would usually get oily, but even with like the most matte foundations, I still get oily. So that's not too bad. For 8 hours, this is not the worst. You can see my pores now. They do look larger. I think it's because of all the oil seeping out basically. It's kind of separated all up on my chin or in this area. Okay, so like this part of my face, the foundation is not broken up. And then nose down, it kind of has. Yeah, even around here, around my jaw, it's kind of broken up. The strangest thing, like around my nose, like here and here, it's oxidized. It's like quite orange in those particular areas and I just don't really understand it. Like it's held up but it hasn't. That is how I would describe it. I feel like in some areas, especially around my texture, like it's made my skin look dry, and then in other areas it's made my skin look dewy, and I just don't really understand it. I don't get it. As far as coverage, I would say medium coverage, even though it looked so full coverage when I put it on. Like you can see texture, like you can see marks and discoloration, you can still see it. In terms of that, I'm like, no, it's not. I'm not the biggest fan. I feel like it's a fun idea and it was fun to apply, and I like the texture. It's very, very light and soft. This is a light foundation on the face. Like around my chin, it's really, really broken up. Yeah, no, I'm not the biggest fan of it. The more I look at it, the more I realize I'm not the biggest fan of it, because I have been feeling like I want to take my makeup off. Like I've got that makeup feeling, you know, when you can feel it on your face. That's what's happened. My T-zone is very oily, so it's not keeping that under control. It's broken up in certain areas. It's made random areas look dry. I'm not the biggest fan. I'm not too sure what kind of skin this foundation would be for really, because it is dewy when you put it on, but then it does cling to dry areas too. So I'm a bit like, I would say that if you want to get a foundation from SHEGLAM, my favorite one, surprisingly, is the matte one, because that is full coverage. Like that is a very good foundation. Like it's very good for photography. If you want something for every day, I do like the hydrating one, but it's not, the coverage is not as good. And this one, to be honest, I would skip out on it, because I did take pictures earlier and you could basically see some of my discoloration, and that just told me right there and then it's not good for photography. So yeah, I don't know, it started off quite strong and then it kind of went downhill, and it did everything you don't want your foundation to do. I feel like I will carry on trying it just to find a different combination. Yeah, maybe with a different primer the result would be different. I'm not too sure. But yeah, I just feel a little bit dry and crusty and oily all at the same time. It's not the best feeling. So yeah, it has been a mixed review on the Skinfluencer foundation. It applies very nice. It doesn't wear the best. Maybe this foundation would be good if you baked it. Maybe I might try that in the future, but just initially, just like an initial wear test, I feel like it did not hold up the best. I was hoping it was gonna work so that, you know, I would be telling you guys, oh, I found a new holy grail, but no, I would pass on this, but I like the liquid foundations. I think they're really, really good. So yeah, guys, if you have enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.